The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Moments away, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Chicago Bulls. And when you take a look at the Bulls, there's been a lot of discussion about them in the offseason, and even though today won't count in the standings, still such an exciting day in the NBA, watching the teams take the court for the first time. Shaq, you gotta love the way Joakim Noah plays the game of basketball, and he's got, obviously, athleticism in his blood with his dad, a tennis player, his grandfather, a soccer player in Cameroon.
It's Indiana and the Chicago Bulls. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Going to bring you the NBA right here on 2K Sports. And the Bulls start out with the ball. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Paul George is the 3 with David West at the 4. George Hill out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Hibbert in at the 5 down low.
Well, what was supposed to be the triumphant return for Derrick Rose a year ago quickly turned into another nightmare season. Finally returning from that torn ACL in the 2012 playoffs, he managed only 10 games before tearing the meniscus in his other knee. Just devastating. We obviously hope that Rose can come back and put in a full season.
And George, here we go, and he gets it to go.
Now, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
And it's Butler missing.
Well, you take a look at Rose, who was extremely patient at trying to get back to being on the court, and then he fell victim to another devastating knee injury. Terrific blow for him personally, and certainly for the team and the city. But fortunately, the surgery did manage to keep all of his meniscus, which provides a better prognosis as we move forward.
Now here's Rose, following the shot by Roy Hibbert. And Butler gets it to go on the assist by Rose. Butler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
He can become a weapon for them if he gets going early from long range.
Hill against Rose. Hill drives in. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And Steve, now for Derrick Rose. How will his game adapt to having surgery now on both knees?
Well, he might not be quite as explosive, and maybe that's a good thing if his breakneck style was too much for his joints. But, you know, the mental side of it, that's what I look at. I mean, after missing basically 2 whole seasons, how is he going to bounce back?
And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
How about that screen by Noah?
For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Hill off on the layup.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Dunleavy kicks it to Noah. Bulls on D. Stuckey with it. Butler covering. Hibbert, the pass to Stuckey. 16 feet away. That's good. Stuckey's got his first 2 points.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Butler kicks to Rose. Bulls moving the ball around. Outside Butler. The 3. And it's Rose missing. The Pacers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Here's Hill. Again missing Hill.
Say, the defense was right there just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful. That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Yeah, it really does allow your offense to flow better. When you can get out and run and get easy opportunities, then everybody gains confidence.
West with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Stolen by Rose. Inside to Gasol. And stolen by Hibbert. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That is his first foul of the game. Taj Gibson's checked in for Pau Gasol. Hill kicks to George. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Can't get it to go. And it's Chicago the other way.
The Indiana Pacers last season, for the second year in a row, guys, the best defensive team in basketball, and it wasn't even close.
Indiana leading. Stuckey with it. Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Mirotic is checked in for Noah. McDermott comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Tony Snell's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. Mirotic and the Bulls with another miss.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
In the corner, Miles with it for three. Mirotic grabs the miss. Chicago's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. And the basket good. It's a tie ball game. And Indiana shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Watson dishes to Mahinmi. To the wing on the left. Now Miles. Just 5 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Offensive rebound. The Bulls shooting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Snell, that's good.
Well, I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
Pacers trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
Heinrich kicks to Snell. And here's McDermott. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Here's Miles. The three-pointer is right on target.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
McDermott with it. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Off target with his 3. Here is Miles. Pass to Mahinmi. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Heinrich kicks to Snell. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Snell's got 6. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Chicago?
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
And so in the game for the Pacers, they've got Chris Copeland, Rodney Stuckey out there with George Hill. Then there's Ian Mahinmi, and it's George in at the 3 slot.
George Hill, an efficient combo guard. He was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day deal back in 2011. That was the Kawhi Leonard trade, with Leonard, of course, going to the Spurs. It's a trade that benefited both sides.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, David West is one of the most consistent guys in the entire NBA. Not only with his production, but with his demeanor on a team. As Coach Frank Vogel said, West has poise and composure. He's our rock. There's no other way to put it. He's a leader for them, Kevin, on and off the court.
A steady vet. Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, one of the savviest players you'll see, no doubt. Man, that's too bad. Easy shot there, and you got to knock that one down.
Well, that's a concentration cramp right there. I mean, just lost focus.
And I know, Clark, that you know Hill well. George, an Indianapolis native, played collegiately at nearby IUPUI.
And Kevin, going now in his 4th season with the Pacers, exactly the kind of support starter you want as a contending team. He's rock solid, really defends his position well. It's steady. I'd like to see him be more aggressive in looking for his own offense.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Indiana.
They've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle. Derrick Rose, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, now playing for his hometown Bulls. He even became a partner and endorser for Chicago's top deep dish pizza chain. He does represent this town.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah's checked in for Mirotic. And it's Dunleavy in for McDermott. Hill passes to George. Stuckey drives inside. The shot's good on the assist by George. Stuckey's got his second basket. You talk about Derrick Rose's culinary interest. He's looked to change his diet for the better.
Yeah, he needed to, Kevin, because, he was a big fan of candy when he came into the league. It was kind of his vice. He said he would eat up to 2 pounds of candy in one sitting. I mean, that's just crazy. But he's hired a personal chef. He's eating better. He's taking care of his body. And it's important, obviously, as you get older and you're dealing with injuries. They really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And, Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And finished off by Noah. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's George. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one. It's stolen by Hill. He kicks to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. Indiana moving the ball around. Left side, George. Can't get it to go. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Another 3 for Chicago.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. I mean, those shots have just come on easy, open looks. Well, the Bulls were expected to play a role in free agency this past summer with all the cap room they had. A lot of options in terms of which way they could have gone. And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Heinrich comes in for Rose. With the Bulls, it was thought that Melo or maybe even Wade could be one of their targets, but Clark, they opted to go big and bring in the former Laker Pau Gasol.
And you know what? To get Gasol in there might seem like overkill with Noah already manning the middle for Chicago, but I tell you what, his skill set will be a nice complement to Noah and the rest of that front line.
A long front line, huh?
Big time.
Now here's Butler, following the miss by Rodney Stuckey.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
West with the ball. Noah picks him up. Stuckey kicks to Hibbert. From the baseline. And he drops that one in. Clarky talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of that.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
Well, these are the kinds of games you love. I mean, 2 good teams going head-to-head, an even matchup, and both sides very competitive, on their toes tonight.
Boy, for my taste, he's far too inconsistent with that shot. I mean, he's got to make those if he's going to take his game to the next level.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him. The Bulls making a switch here. Snell's checked in. Then for the Pacers, Luis Scola. He's checked in for West. C.J. Miles comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for George Hill.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Here's Gibson up and in from the low block.
And that was very confident offense right there.
Indiana trailing here.
Joakim Noah, last season's Defensive Player of the Year. And for the Bulls, it really seemed like their defense and their offense revolved around Noah.
Here's Heinrich after Luis Scola's score. Dunleavy dishes to Heinrich. And there's the feed to Dunleavy. And a miss there on the triple. For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Here's Miles. Another shot. With the second effort, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
This is what this team is all about here. I mean, they're forcing their way inside, just bulldozing themselves into the paint area, and they're having a lot of success.
Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. McDermott comes in for Dunleavy. Mahinmi's checked in for the Pacers. Chris Copeland comes in for George. And here's Watson following the three-pointer by Doug McDermott. Screen by Scola. Gibson with the steal.
Definitely a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Yeah, the wise move would be to find themselves a quick shot right away. Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
Well, great sign, because after that poor first quarter, now they're playing better offensively, and they have the lead.
And so here is Indiana. The Bulls knocking down the three.
That's a bold move, trying to respond to that three, but he couldn't convert.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Dishes it to Heinrich. And the jumper falls for him. Heinrich's got his second bucket. Now Watson looking for his first basket still in this one. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Pacers have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. Both free throws good from Watson. Now here's Heinrich. The three ball. Can't get it to go. And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's the Bulls. They lead by 3. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here?
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
And all of a sudden tonight, he's become their big assist man. I mean, his passing was the key to their offense in that first half. That's something you always see.
And that's not a role he usually plays, and one I'm not sure he's comfortable in, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and to his credit, he's done it.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Bulls. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler at the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward position.
A lot of pressure and expectation last year for the Pacers in the playoffs. No longer were they an underdog or a feel-good story. They were expected to make a deep run.
Now Hill, following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose. Hill with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. George passes to West. Low block shot on the way. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. And they would return to the Eastern Conference Finals after some scares for them in the early rounds. You saw it, but Clark, once again, they could not beat the Heat.
And the difference there, Kevin, was the mentality and fortitude of the Heat. Clearly the talent was pretty equal, but I thought the leadership of LeBron and the brilliance of Dwayne Wade was just a little too much for a young, evolving team to handle.
Good insight. Here is Stuckey following the score by Derrick Rose, and the basket by Hill.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Here is Rose. 12 points for him. Right side Rose, and stolen by Hibbert. Now the Pacers moving it up. Stuckey's got the ball.
And they've made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Pass to Butler. Three-pointer. They get it back. The Pacers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And the shot is good from Stuckey.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Passes it to Butler. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 8 points for Butler.
He's gotten a bunch of good looks and has been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, you got to get some bodies out there defensively, but, I mean, if things are way too easy out beyond the three-point arc.
Pacers have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break.
Well, David West, a pro's pro. And a name many might overlook when talking about the best power forwards in the league. But since his arrival in Indy, he's been a big part of what's catapulted that team into the upper echelon. Back-to-back conference finals the last 2 years, and David West is in the middle of their success at both ends of the floor.
And that one's good, George. Here is Rose. 12 points for him. For 3. And the Bulls, another 3.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
For Indiana, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
He'll call you out, Doris, that's for sure, thanks. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. Some changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Heinrich in for Dunleavy. Indiana also making some changes. Mahimi's checked in for Hibbert. And it's Luis Scola in for David West.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
From deep, Rose, and it's good. Rose has got 18 points in the game.
Third 3 in a row right there.
Adjustment time for the defense, guys.
Outside Hill. And George, here we go. Pops loose off the pick and hammers it home. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
Rose. That's good. Rose has got 10 points in just the second half.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Some changes for Chicago. McDermott comes in for Butler. And Tony Snell's up in for Derrick Rose. The Pacers also changing it up. Chris Copeland's checked in for George. C.J. Miles comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for Hill.
The Chicago Bulls consistently one of the best defensive teams in basketball. Coach Tom Thibodeau is an innovator on that side of the floor and great motivator as well. He's done an amazing job.
Heinrich outside. Fires for 3. And that one's good. Heinrich's got 7 points in the game.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been palms away ever since.
Screen by Scola. And Copeland kicks to Miles. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Mirotic just got his 5th rebound in this one. Bulls center Joakim Noah, winning Defensive Player of the Year last season. Well-deserved. A big factor for him inside.
And, you know, Kevin, you can make a case with the talent they have, arguably being the premier defensive front line in the NBA.
Agreed.
C.J. Watson at 6'2" is an outstanding shooting combo guard. He's an excellent marksman from behind the three-point line, which helps his team space the floor. And he's also an underrated defender.
And for Watson, between his outside shooting guys and his solid defense, he makes a nice backup.
Yeah, pretty good at getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals. You know, a player who spent a little time in the D-League out of college and now has really solidified his place as an NBA player.
Bulls making a switch here. Butler's checked in. No coverage that time. C.J. Miles has got 6 points.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Butler from outside. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. And 11 points for Butler. Pacers trail by 4. Watson with it. And Kirk Heinrich picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Pacers have been coming through at the charity strip. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Well, pretty good numbers for this club a year ago, Kevin. 78% as a team from the free throw line.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
Lets the 3 fly. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to... And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect, the gorgeous feed there.
And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Down low, West and Hibbert, C.J. Miles and Paul George are the wingmen. And it's Watson in at the point guard. Pacers trail by 5. Noah with the block.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Chicago.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also the steals. I mean, they've really been harassing the ball today, forcing mistakes, really turning that into their advantage.
It's Chicago with another bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Shots good from West.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Heinrich kicks to Butler. Back to Heinrich. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And he can extend the lead to double digits. Here's George. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Watson's got 4 assists in the game.
Not too many of those shots were dropping for him in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. The Pacers also changing it up. Stuckey comes in for C.J. Miles, and it's Hill in for C.J. Watson. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
The Bulls leading by 6. And here's Rose outside. Another 3 for Chicago.
Clark, they're really struggling guarding that three-point line.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, Steve.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. You can see the leadership qualities on display right there, guys.
It's all about communication, Kevin. You can't have too much of that as a team. And he's really leading, trying to gather his guys together.
Clark?
Well, I agree with all of that. I mean, when you're talking about orchestrating your offense and defense, that requires a lot of communication, understanding where people need to be and what everybody is doing right. And if mistakes are being made, those things have to be pointed out as well.
And here is Stuckey, following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. And that one's good. 6 points for David West.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really look to push here offensively.
The drive by Hill, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Chicago leading by 8. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. The Pacers have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's Stuckey. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Chicago's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. Rose goes in. Outside Butler. Launches it. It's rebounded by Indiana. Hibbert's got 5 rebounds tonight. Nobody near George. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And now just a 4-point Bulls lead. Bulls have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. From deep, Rose. There's the bucket. Good. Rose has got 12 now in this quarter.
That's 12 straight points coming off three-pointers. I mean, somebody do something defensively.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, who's going to step up? And they're rolling out there now, so you got to get in their chest, make them uncomfortable, and try to deny those looks.
And so it's Indiana with it. West setting the pick for Hill. Pass to Hibbert. From 15 feet away, count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Stuckey.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And their last 5 makes all have been from long range.
Yeah, and the defense has not done a good job of pressing in and denying. I mean, they're hanging back, playing on their heels. They're not being the aggressors here, and the offense is taking advantage of it.
Now here's Rose. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
They have got to get a hand in his face. I mean, he's unconscious from out there.
1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Hill kicks to George. And the pass to West. Back to George. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
Chicago leading by 9. Rose goes in. And the shot is good. Rose has got 40 points.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seems like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Outside, George. Here's Hibbert. Rebound by the Bulls.
You'd expect him to nail that one being that close to the hoop. The clock ticks down, and this is going to be a solid victory here for Chicago.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve, and in the end, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. I mean, this is by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. I mean, it was a scrappy performance all the way through.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Derrick Rose. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come up with steals and get extra possessions for his team.
Hill kicks it to West. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but it seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
And then George with the jam.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
That was an awfully risky pass, guys. It was lucky it didn't wind up as a steal.
Well, it nearly did wind up as a steal, but no harm done in the end. They hang on to possession.
Boy, they're extending their lead. It kind of feels like they're just piling on here as we come to an end.
Well, hey, let's just call it what it is. They are trying to run it up on them.
.15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's the 3. That's good for Miles on the assist by Watson.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
Heinrich from outside. And the Bulls another 3.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
Scola, Noah. Throws it from deep. Off on that one. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to...
Well, a nice win for you.